Hi there, Mrs. Ward here, Head of English at Halton School, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to support your child if they're struggling with their reading and they're not quite sure how to begin reading a new text. So we have some steps that we go through here at Halton that we call the Reading for Meaning strategy that all of your children have been introduced to. And these are basically the steps that good readers use almost without realising whenever they are reading a new text. So I'm going to talk you through those today, and I'm going to use an example using this book from Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. So the very first thing when you're getting your child to read, if they're struggling, is to get them to make a prediction from what they can see. So it could be from the title, or it could be from the images on the front of the book, to get them to make a prediction. So I would say, so what do you think is going to happen in this book? And if you're halfway through, you could say, what do you think is going to happen in this chapter, from the chapter title? And get your child to talk to you about that. So your child might say, well, he's holding a sword, so there's going to be some sort of battle. The title says The Sea of Monsters, which tells me it's probably going to be some sort of battle at sea. And there's a trident here, so again, that links to the sea theme. So I think it's going to be some sort of battling at sea. The next step would be to read a small part of the text, and as you read, to get to your child to activate any knowledge that they have. So anything, when we say activate, we mean to connect with any wider knowledge they have about the wider world. So for example, my best friend shops for a wedding dress. My nightmare started like this. I was standing on a deserted street in some little beach town. It was the middle of the night, a storm was blowing, wind and rain ripped at the palm trees along the sidewalk. Pink and yellow stucco buildings lined the street, their windows boarded up. A block away, past a line of hibiscus bushes, the ocean churned. So straight away, I can start activating something I know. I know that there are palm trees, therefore I know that this setting is a sunny place. It's a bright place, so it might be somewhere very hot, or it's going to be somewhere possibly in America. And indeed, the next line is Florida. I thought, though I wasn't sure how I knew that. I'd never been to Florida. So just as we're reading through, just activating literally anything that they can think of, anything that they know about. With an example like Percy Jackson, they might activate some knowledge that they have about Greek mythology, or perhaps they've seen the Hercules movie, and so they can make those links and connections. Then once you've read a little bit, the next step is to question. So to make sure that your child has understood what they're reading, we're going to ask very simple questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So I might say to them, well, where is this set again? And your child would respond, Florida. And if they didn't, they haven't quite understood that part of the text. So you would go back and reread that sentence to clarify it for them. The next step after that, after you've done some questioning around what they've been reading, is to clarify. And when we say clarify, what we mean is to look up any words or phrases that they do not know. So if, for example, they didn't know the word stucco, which I don't know, I could just quickly do a little Google online and find out what that means. Sometimes you might get a definition. Sometimes, if it's something like a description of a building like that, you might find that a photo comes up, and that is a better way to explain it to your child. And you can just show them that on your phone whilst they're reading to help to support their understanding. And finally, once they've finished the section of reading that you're doing together, you very simply ask them to summarise. And when we summarise, it's literally, so what happened at the beginning, what happened in the middle, what happened in the end, and maybe you could end with what are you looking forward to reading next, to try and build a bit of that excitement and engagement around it reading. So very simple steps: predict, activate, question, clarify and summarise, and by doing those you can really support your child if they're struggling with their reading and help them to feel more confident and engaged with reading, which is going to benefit them in the long run.